The Oval Office, a symbol of American power, bore witness to a diplomatic storm on February 28, 2025. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy found himself in a heated exchange with U.S. President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Vance. The meeting, meant to solidify the partnership, instead exposed a chasm of understanding. Zelenskyy, aiming to secure a minerals deal, found himself on the defensive. His visit was meant to be a testament to the enduring bond between the United States and Ukraine. Initial talks were positive, with both sides willing to strengthen their partnership. However, deep-seated tensions quickly surfaced, revealing a fundamental disconnect. What began as a discussion devolved into a charged confrontation, leaving U.S.-Ukraine relations hanging in the balance. The trigger for the explosive argument came from an unexpected source, Vice President Mike Vance. Known for his measured demeanor and diplomatic approach, Vance surprised many by publicly criticizing Zelenskyy's handling of Russian diplomacy. The vice president, echoing a sentiment that had been circulating within certain circles in Washington, suggested that Zelenskyy's firm stance against Russian President Vladimir Putin was unnecessarily antagonizing the Kremlin and hindering efforts to find a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Zelenskyy, taken aback by the unexpected rebuke, attempted to defend his position, emphasizing the importance of standing firm against Russian aggression. However, his attempts to explain the complexities of the situation on the ground were met with resistance. Trump, seemingly siding with his vice president, interjected, accusing Zelenskyy of being ungrateful for the billions of dollars in military and humanitarian aid that the United States had poured into Ukraine since the war began. The president's words, imbued with a sense of frustration and a lack of empathy for the plight of the Ukrainian people, cut deep, exposing a callous disregard for the immense sacrifices that Ukrainians had endured. "You act like you have all the cards," Trump reportedly quipped, his voice dripping with disdain, "but you don't." Zelenskyy, his patience wearing thin, retorted, "I am not playing cards with my people's lives." The Ukrainian president's words, laced with both anger and sorrow, hung heavy in the air, a stark reminder of the human cost of the conflict that raged on thousands of miles away. The heated exchange in the Oval Office laid bare a fundamental disconnect between the United States and Ukraine. While both nations publicly championed the values of freedom and democracy, their approaches to achieving these ideals diverged sharply. The Trump administration, seemingly driven by a transactional view of foreign policy, appeared to prioritize immediate political gains over long-term strategic objectives, failing to fully grasp the complexities of the Ukrainian conflict. The United States, geographically removed from the horrors unfolding in Eastern Europe, viewed the war through the lens of national interest, advocating for a swift resolution that would limit American involvement. Ukraine, on the other hand, bore the brunt of Russian aggression, with its citizens facing the daily realities of violence, displacement, and economic hardship. Zelenskyy, thrust into the role of a wartime leader, understood that compromise with an aggressor would come at an immeasurable cost: the erosion of his nation's sovereignty and the abandonment of its democratic aspirations. The chasm of understanding extended beyond the realm of geopolitics, seeping into the personal interactions between the leaders. Trump, known for his brash style and aversion to nuance, appeared to struggle to comprehend the emotional toll that the war had taken on Zelenskyy and the Ukrainian people. His accusations of ungratefulness, while perhaps reflecting a genuine frustration with the lack of progress in peace talks, revealed a lack of empathy for the sacrifices that Ukrainians were making daily. Despite the diplomatic turmoil and the ongoing conflict, the Ukrainian people continue to display remarkable resilience and determination. Faced with an existential threat, they have rallied around their leader, their national identity forged in the crucible of war. Ordinary citizens have taken up arms to defend their homeland, while others have dedicated themselves to providing humanitarian aid to those displaced by the fighting. The spirit of defiance extends beyond the battlefield, manifesting in the cultural sphere as well. Ukrainian artists, writers, and musicians continue to create works that reflect the realities of war, giving voice to the hopes and fears of a nation caught in the crosshairs of geopolitics. The international community, moved by the plight of the Ukrainian people, has responded with an outpouring of support, providing humanitarian aid, military equipment, and diplomatic backing. The Ukrainian people, having tasted freedom and self-determination, refuse to be pawns in a geopolitical game. Their resilience stands as a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, a beacon of hope in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds.